Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Monday morning trading room. I hope you had an enjoyable weekend. All right, for those of you new in the room this morning, welcome. I'm just going to give you a really quick overview. I see there's a couple of new names here. What you're looking at is the diversified trading system, and the way I've got my chart set up is I've got the Hawk Scalper here in the top left, Falcon Swing Trader, top right, Eagle Trend Trader bottom left, and the Raptor on the bottom right. The markets we're looking at here are the NASDAQ, and I'm also following the E-mini S&P and crude oil on my other monitor, but please don't be shy about asking for a market if there is something you would like to see. And likewise, please don't be shy about asking questions. I will do my best to answer them for you. All right, so we've just saw the market open, and it looks like the overnight was a little bit bullish. So we finished off here Friday at around the 58.26 mark and opened a little bit higher here around the 58.40 area. So there will be a little bit of a gap down here, which the market may try to fill. At the moment, everything is looking bullish, slightly. The Eagle, a little bullish. The band on the Raptor, bullish. The Falcon is the first one that's starting to unwind a little bit here. We're getting a red chunk in our filter. And we're getting a macro pullback signal here on the Hawk as well. But it is all very early still. Okay, our Falcon trend line turning red. So things getting a lot more bearish for us. All right, we were getting a little bit of an uptick here. What I would like to see here on the Raptor is a number 2 signal develop. That would be our counter trend signal. We do need to see a little bit of an uptick here first as the market would retest the overnight highs. And show us that the buyers can no longer rally the market. Oh, well, I wonder if this is all we're going to get in the way of a sell signal. We haven't really had a test to the extreme. We've had these teeny tiny little rallies. And this is a little bit of a gamble on my part. I'm wondering if the market's going to slip here and perhaps try to fill that open gap. Okay, we'll see what they can do with this if the sellers are serious about pushing the market down. All right, there they go. The Geiger counter was pulling hard. There we go. The Geiger counter's pulling hard to the short side. We should get some follow through here. Certainly enough to likely hit my profit objective, which is the hard edge. That's always your profit target. Oh, here comes out a little bit of a bounce now as we look for that retest of the high. That's why my stops are up here as well. Somewhere through here we're going to get a little bit of a bounce, but I'm hoping that maybe they'll just slide a little bit lower, get down to my profit target before they give me the big bounce. Oh, come on now. They're trying. Oh, look at this. They're actually coming back with a cloud crossover signal. I guess that makes sense. The clouds went from a bullish, or pardon me, bearish to a bullish bias. Here's the pullback, and now that's the first in sync signal. Of course, I'm already short. Got a little cute with the market out of the gate. We'll see whether I can still muster a profitable trade out of this before the buyers try to push the market up again. We've got a little bit of a sideways trading range. That was the other thing I'm kind of banking on. You see all through here, we have all this sideways trading. And this is still where we're at within this big trading range. So we took a bounce off the top end of the trading range. I'm looking for perhaps a move back down toward the lower end of the trading range. That's the logic behind it. We'll see how it plays out. All right, here they go. One more push to the downside. I'm going to start bringing my stop in a little bit here. If they fail again at this price level, well, it's probably going to be time to go. The big deal right now, these lows. Need to see the market take out those lows. That's very important. Now I'm wondering whether I should have left my stop up above the high. That would give me the best chance of riding out this swing. But I'll stay with my original plan and look for the sellers to come into the market if in fact they are serious about shorting. If the market turns from here and heads lower, I should have my test of the extreme and I should get a number 2 signal, which would kind of confirm what I saw earlier. Guess not. Not yet, anyway. All right, we'll try that again. Yellow bars all here through the hawk, so things looking a little constipated at the moment. Falcon also tried to move lower, gave us a little bit of an uptick, now working a possible trend change to the upside. The Eagle looking bullish out of the open. Yeah, look at that. They're trying to head lower again. Stinkers. So here we go. We're going to produce yet another number 2 signal. There we go. All right. So I'm going to try this again. I'm going to try to keep my stops this time above the high. All right, so we've got a rather conflicted market here. I suppose you could even use an OCO order here. You could buy above the high here, short below the low. Sue me, it still looks bearish to me from that open top end of the trading range. All right, here they come. If I get brought in on this trade, I'm going to try to run this one out. We're getting a little bit more momentum. The bars are unfolding faster. I'm going to try to run this trade out just to see. Because I'm only running a single contract. And see if I can offset that earlier loss, which, had I held my stop above the high, would not be a loss yet. Oh dear, a little bit of a hiccup off of the median line. Well, not quite, a little bit of an early flinch, I suppose. Technically, is that gap filled? Let's see. We left off, oh yes, looks like it could be. Left off near the median line. And that's where we are. So the opening range gap technically could be filled. Come on. Darn it. They're holding up here again. I'm so tempted to roll that stop down to break even, but I will try to give them one more go. Come on. One more push. Great question here from Paul. Paul asks, how can oil be falling when the refineries are down? Well, of course, Paul, not all the refineries are down, just the refineries in the Gulf Coast, which are significant to be sure. But the crude oil itself, the inventories are not that affected. What should be rallying, and I haven't checked it, is unleaded gas because of the hurricane, of course, in the Gulf area. A lot of refineries are down that way. About a dozen years ago when Katrina blew through, it was unleaded gas that took the major hop, not crude oil. Unleaded gas, heating oil, anything that needs to be refined will rally. Because, of course, as you so clearly pointed out, the refineries are not refining. They're not pumping oil either, the oil platforms, but inventories are still strong for crude, so that's not so much of an issue right now. Joe's looking to get long if it breaks 58.41. Yeah, that's a little ways up there. I can see your logic behind it. Get above that little swing there. All right, I've given them enough time here. I'm going to get my stops to break even, and I'll hold there, and if they give me the swing, I'll take it. Otherwise, I guess I'm going to get the early tag. You see, I'm back into the hard edge, so we normally anticipate a reaction when the market gets into the hard edge. I was hoping it would drift a little bit further. Maybe get down here to the 58, 22, 23 area, then give me a reaction higher. That would give me an opportunity to roll my stops without getting tagged, but they're not playing nice right now. Come on, you guys. There we go. Was I actually able to ride out this swing? Oh, spoke too soon. They haven't given it to me yet. Wow. This is quite the sticky area here, the median line, 58.25. We're really needing to see a break there. Nope, they're gonna tag me here again at break even. Darn it. So this looks like another area that we could potentially bracket, but I'm just going to take the stop out at break even. And we'll see what happens here. You're kidding. Are they really coming back with yet another sell signal? Oh, they're starting to annoy me now. Look at that. All right, let's try it again. At least that time I got tagged at break even, which was no loss, but still it's a commission that I didn't need to pay. And now my stop's a little bit cozier than I would have liked. This is really the last chance for the sellers. If they can't get some momentum behind the market at this point, then it's probably going to be time to go and look for a buying opportunity. Yeah, okay. Well, here comes the buyers. They're making a push. Yeah, the hawk's still a little bit of a jumbled mess. The falcon trying to get bullish, and the eagle, well, it's kind of been bullish, semi-bullish all morning. It's one of those mornings where I think you just got to run a really big stop and just kind of hold on. Oh, and now we're coming back with yet another buy signal. Now, admittedly, this signal here, down here, was what I would refer to as one of those advanced signals, and I'll admit I took a bit of a chance on this one. What it was, it's essentially another number two signal without the structure of the early number two signal, because we don't have a full-on trading band here at this moment. But the clouds stack now again in a bullish fashion. We have come back with a buy signal. If you're looking to take this buy signal, it is a valid signal. I would probably recommend taking the second push opportunity, namely entering above the high of this current bar as we get back toward these highs. We'll see whether or not there's any interest in trying to sell the market again. And we've got ourselves quite the range here. The Geiger counter getting a bit of a bullish push. I'm looking for one more move lower here so I can try to do something with my stops. Oh dear, they're not going to give it to me. Very little follow through, higher or lower at the moment. Although there's no denying the market looking a lot more bullish at this point. All right, well, got tagged twice now. So let's see if there's any follow through to the upside, but right now, not a very cooperative day. Love it when they just tag your stops and then start heading the other way. That's why normally I try to keep my stops at least 2 swings back, which in this case would have meant the high. Well, we're getting like a very drawn out 4-arrow consolidation here in the Hawk. There is a chance still to get in with this number 1 signal. It's a rather late entry. I'm not going to chase it, but it's there if you wanted to enter above that swing high. I suppose that coincides with this eagle signal that we have right here as well, that raptor signal. So we've got an eagle signal kind of at the same time. And here too you have an opportunity for a second push entry. You could look to buy it on a move above there. Well, we're stuck. The market is a little reluctant to do anything right now. I'm going to pull my buy order, I think. Well, actually, I could leave it in play. It shouldn't get filled unless there's another bullish push here. All right, well, the seller's making a little bit of a push here again as we're back toward the top end of the trading range. I'm not so disappointed in the stop outs I've had this morning. Rather, I'm a little disappointed in how I handled them. I should have just left my stop alone. I would still be short. Of course, your stop is not a loss unless it gets hit. Okay, well, it looks like the buyers are going to make a go of it here as we got filled on our long position here on the Eagle. It's essentially a hard edge bounce. The red bar buy here would be the first bounce. This would kind of be the continuation of that. Just making a few notes here in my trading journal. Looks like they slipped me a tick on the entry. There we go. Get that tick back. All right, here go the buyers. And a little bit of follow through here. Looks like we should be able to find our first profit target here at the 58.50 mark if we can break the overnight high. And after that, let's see, where do we go from there? So we've got a resistance line in that zone. It's actually a little bit early at 58.47. And after that, the market should make a run here at 58.58 3/4. Well, I did not want to see something resembling a double top here. That would be bad. A pullback somewhere through this progression is to be anticipated, but hopefully not a full-out reversal. Yeah, Floyd, I guess we should be watching crude oil. Floyd says crude oil is straight down this morning. Nice little continuation signal there on the Raptor. Great move lower. Getting a sell signal in the E-mini right now. And so there's a shorting opportunity. It's a #1 sell signal. Clouds crossing over from a bullish band to a bearish band. Clouds crossing, there's the pullback, there's the signal. Oop, can I cover it? No, that's a little bit far away for me. If I do it on a second push, I can probably get by something like that. And that is probably going to be like a hit and run style trade because the market seems to be all over the map here this morning. Can't believe we're only an hour into the session. My goodness, it just seems to be dragging. Wow, so now the NASDAQ getting a little bit more bearish again. NASDAQ really neutral this morning. This is almost one of these days that happens a couple, 3 times a year where you take a signal and you don't get the follow through. You take another signal, you don't get the follow through. And it's almost as though nothing is working. And those, like I say, they're very rare, but every once in a while, you do come across them. And those kinds of days, sometimes you're better just stepping back. Now the upswing again. Yeah, it's just being able to hang on long enough. So here we go. We got ourselves another very neutral bar. You can see the hawk getting a little bit more bearish again. The falcon trying to turn over, the raptor back here into the hard edge. We should anticipate a reaction here, possibly a hard edge bounce. That would be our number 3 signal. We'll see if that gives a buying opportunity. There it is. Oops. All right. Just going to have to buy in. Now, I'll tell you, there is a little bit of a downside with trying to buy a number 3 signal this close to this high, and the fact that the market gave us a little bit of a reaction to the high of the morning is that there is the potential that this number 3 signal could develop into a number 2 signal, a counter trend signal. It could fold over in on itself. If this retracement had been a little bit deeper and the number 3 signal developed a little bit earlier, there would have been a little bit of extra room in here to try to cover the trade or bring your stops up. Speaking of which, I should probably throw my stops down here. Or bring your stops up before you encounter any resistance near the highs. Sometimes you have to look at the logistics of a position as well. Okay, so we're going to see them press now to the upside. Or try to. And like I said, we may get a number 2 signal out of this. What I would like to see is I'd like to see at least one more bar form. Get a little bit closer to the test of the extreme. That would give me the opportunity to get my stops in a little bit tighter. Without rushing the trade. And you can tell from the width of this bar as well that there is some selling starting to come into the market. The dynamic equivolume bars print wider bars when there's more volume associated with them. And you can see that if we can get one more bar here, my auto break even should bring the trade up. There it is. Okay, we're getting a little bit of a break. And will it hold? All right, so what were we saying? 58.50 is a likely upside target, followed by 58, what was it, 57? 58.58. So first target, 58.47.5, followed by 58.58.75. I'm going to use the parabolic stop strategy now. Just in case the market rallies a little bit higher, it will keep my stops relatively tight, at least in proportion to the strength of the market. All right, well, rode out one swing. That's a good sign. So the Parabolic's rolling the stops in a little, and if the market falters at this point, it's probably going to come down and retest the low, so it's just as well I got the stop out where I did. Okay, well, that helps. And now we're on hold again. Oops, I guess I'd better get this trade to break even. Almost forgot about that one. Yeah, Steve, I can't read your post word for word, but Steve says, not very good signals here this morning. And like I said, this seems to happen about once a quarter. It doesn't happen often, but 3, maybe 4 times a year, you're going to get a day where you're just not getting any follow through on your signals. Typically, I look at the hawk because that's usually the dead giveaway. And now the hawk's actually been responding not too badly, but just as a for instance, we'll take a look here. This is just out of the open. Okay, so here's a first micro macro cross lower. High probability signal. We should at least hit our high probability target. No, oh, okay, well, we did. What I'm trying to show you is an instance where you would get a high probability signal, like a first micro macro cross lower. The market does not hit its high probability target, comes back, gives you a first micro macro cross higher, also does not hit its high probability target. And now you're kind of left scratching your head saying, well, what kind of day is this where I get a back-to-back failure, first to the short side, next to the long side, on a signal that I know works 80% of the time? Like, what are the odds? Well, the odds are not very good. That's what the odds are. The odds are not very good that that should happen that way. So on those kinds of days, and like I said, it's only going to happen a couple, 3 times a year. So please don't think that this is an ongoing thing. But when you when you're fighting the market, you're trying to sell it. Okay, it's not going down. I'll try to buy it. It's not going up. I try to sell it. It's not going down. Just realize that sometimes the market's going to be like that. And really the only thing you can do is just walk away. Just turn off your computer, go do something else, come back tomorrow, and the market should be a little bit more cooperative. I suspect we're going to get one more bearish push here, though, just because we're kind of floundering. In fact, if it does unfold that way, we're going to get a sell signal probably on the Raptor first. Okay, well there's 58.50. That was kind of our first upside target. Guess I could have held on to that eagle trade a little bit longer. Let's see, are they going to get up to 58.58? Oh, we still got a little ways to go. Wow, that is a very strong rally on the part of the buyers. Just when I thought they might give me one more push to the short side, they turn around and give me a stronger bull rally. Haven't quite retraced all of Friday's range yet, but certainly have taken back a lot of this decline here on Friday. So we're currently trading just shy of the, well, I guess around the 58.55 mark. Friday's high up here, 58.75, so a long ways to go still. In order to recover all of Friday's trend. But that is a substantial move to the upside, to be sure. A little bit of a wishy-washy start to the week. All right, well, they ran themselves out. And now it looks like there could be some profit taking as we're getting a little bit more of a bearish bar. We're a little ways from a selling opportunity. As I mentioned, we're probably going to get a selling opportunity here on the Raptor first. That will be a number 2 signal. Our band is a little bit extended. We've got a bullish bias, to be sure. If we see a test of the extreme, if we see the market try to come down now a little bit and then try to rally up and no longer be able to rally, we should come back here with a sell signal. That will be the number 2 signal. And that should present us with a half decent shorting opportunity. Prices should retrace back to the hard edge. It is counter trend. We do have a bullish market today, so try not to get too crazy on the short side. But a move back to the hard edge would definitely not be out of the question. But we are also getting close to the lunch hour break where the market starts to go a little bit sideways again. We'll stay with it for a few more minutes, but otherwise we're going to button things up here for the morning, call it a day. Try again tomorrow. All right. Well, like I said, it's going to take a little while for that to develop, but that's something that you can keep a lookout for. In the meantime, yeah, try to take it easy today. The market, except for that last push to the upside, has been a little bit reluctant to give us any kind of good follow through. All right. I will see you again tomorrow. Have yourselves a great day. I'll talk to you then. Bye for now.